Hello everyone! This will be our 13th video on how to integrate for sales directors multi-agent systems with AI to make their job easier.
Hi. After seeing how internal monitoring works in the hybrid model, the value of combining AI with human judgment became very clear to me. It is a formula that brings balance between technological efficiency and common sense. But now I am especially interested in this third option you mentioned, that the supervision is not done by someone from inside the company, but by an external expert. How exactly does that work? What are the implications?
This option is ideal for companies seeking a fresh, specialized, and internally unbiased view. In this model, the multi-agent system operates autonomously, just as in the previous option. It analyzes data, proposes strategies, detects opportunities for improvement, generates alerts when anomalies or relevant patterns appear. But instead of someone from the internal team deciding what to do with all this information, this function is assumed by an external expert supervisor. This profile usually has a broad strategic vision, practical experience in the industry, or in key areas such as sales, operations, and maintenance, O&M, commercial management, or advanced analytics.
And what does it really add to have someone from outside? Wouldn't it be more agile or more efficient to have it done by someone who already knows the company from the inside, who is already familiar with the context, the culture, and the internal processes?
Good question. And the answer is, it depends on the objective you want to achieve. An internal supervisor has contextual knowledge, yes, but can also be conditioned by inertia, habits, or internal relationships. The value of an external supervisor is that he does not carry inherited ways of doing, nor is he limited by internal structures or hierarchies. Their approach is freer, more neutral, and often more ambitious. Not being emotionally or politically linked to the company's environment, he can propose disruptive changes more easily. Their job is to help you see the business with fresh eyes, challenging the status quo when necessary, and bringing a strategic perspective that is based on both their experience and the data generated by the AI system.
Do you have any concrete examples of how that would work in practice? Something to help me visualize the impact.
Of course. Imagine the scenario. The system detects that a group of customers that was not traditionally being prioritized has very similar buying behavior to top customers in terms of frequency, average ticket, and engagement with campaigns. An internal supervisor may not act because we've always done it this way, or because changing the approach requires pulling a lot of strings. But the external expert says, there is a clear opportunity here. We need to redesign the commercial approach to this segment, allocate resources, and test a pilot strategy. Another case. The system's financial agent shows that certain contracts signed with historical customers are yielding negative margins on a sustained basis. An insider may justify this by relationship history or past commitments. In contrast, the external expert coolly assesses the financial impact and suggests renegotiating or even discarding them if they do not add value to the business. Even in operational matters, if the system detects bottlenecks in certain O&M processes, the external system does not simply identify the problem, but proposes solutions based on best practices and industry benchmarks.
I see. Sometimes, when you're on the inside, you don't realize all the things that could be done differently. There's a kind of operational blindness, isn't there?
Exactly. This blindness is more common than you might think. The external supervisor acts as an active consultant who not only launches ideas, but validates them with system data, compares alternatives, and proposes clear, specific, and feasible actions. For example, this customer is profitable, but at risk of leakage. I propose specific campaign with focus on retention. This commercial strategy has a low return. Let's redesign it with a focus on cross-selling. This pattern in budgets generates rejection. Let's adjust the quoting model.
And how does this external person interact with us? What is the degree of integration she has with the team?
Good question. Collaboration can be as flexible as you need it to be. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. He or she can deliver executive reports, meet with the management team to make decisions, coordinate tasks with internal managers, or even accompany the evolution of the system as a strategic mentor, guiding the maturation of the entire model. In addition, everything the external supervisor does is documented within the system. There is complete traceability. You can review what decisions were made, what data supported them, and what results were obtained after implementation. This allows for continuous learning and constant improvement.
And what kind of profiles are these external supervisors? How do you choose the right one?
It depends on your needs and priorities. You can be a B2B sales expert, specializing in the renewable sector, an operations and maintenance specialist with experience in scalability, a financial analyst with a strong strategic orientation, or even someone with experience leading AI deployments in complex industrial environments. The important thing is that this person understands your business model, speaks your professional language, and shares a results-oriented vision. They should be a strategic ally, not just a provider of ideas.
This can be very useful to introduce changes that, from the inside, are sometimes more difficult to implement, either due to lack of time, resistance, or simply because they are not identified as a priority. Right?
Absolutely. In fact, one of the main contributions of the external supervisor is its ability to break organizational inertia. He acts as a catalyst for change, accelerating the adoption of the IA system without generating internal conflicts, since his role does not threaten the political balance or established dynamics. He is someone who helps make things happen.
Okay. So, in summary, if I want a system that works autonomously, but with someone to supervise, validate, and make decisions from an external, fresh, and objective perspective, this option is the ideal one. No?
Exactly. And also, you have flexibility. You can start with an outsider in the maturation phase and then transfer the supervision to someone from the internal team when the system is already stabilized. Or you can keep that external look as a long-term strategic support, which always helps you not to lose focus.
Perfect. It seems to me a very powerful option, especially to make a qualitative leap without friction or internal blockages. And in the next video, what will we see?
In the next video, we will talk about something key: scalability. Because this system is not only for the O&M sales manager position, we will see how it can be extended to other roles, areas, and departments within the company, becoming an intelligent and interconnected ecosystem that transforms the entire organization.
It is an option that I was also considering for other positions that we have to hire, but it is difficult for us to find qualified people for some very specific and technical functions. I would like to get in touch with someone to see if they can clarify a couple of doubts that arise. Can you provide me with the contact of a person?
You can contact our expert Antonio Fresco Navacarata via LinkedIn. He will guide you through the process and will be able to clarify any other doubts you may have. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to be more informed about how artificial intelligence can help improve sales managers' functions.